Hey there, bar's open, so let's review the Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Hi there, SG Alcohol Guy here, making use of my Wines and Spirits certification to give you honest reviews on the alcohols that I am tasting. As mentioned, today we'll be looking at a bourbon whiskey. In particular, the Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And to begin, let's find out the difference between a bourbon and a whiskey. And the fact is that all bourbons are whiskeys. But to put it in the other way, not all whiskeys are bourbons. A bourbon is pretty much a subset of the whole family of whiskeys. And to qualify as a bourbon, the ingredients, or rather the mash where you distill and get the whiskey from, it must be made up of at least 51% corn. Plus, it must be aged in new charred oak barrels, for that specific flavor. And then the distillation process will result in bourbon. And I'm choosing one of the most popular bourbon whiskeys in the market, the Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. You will see this in pubs and restaurants, clubs all over the world. And I can understand why, because even in Singapore, where alcohol is extremely expensive, this is retailing at 46 Singapore dollars. And for that, you get a 750 ml bottle with a 40% alcohol content. So let's see how the Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey holds up in an honest review. And as usual, I'll be reviewing it in 3 steps. Step 1, I will be having a simple shot of it. Neat. Thereafter, I will be using water. I will add a few drops of water to change the flavor to see how that works out. And finally, pour the mixture into some ice to see if that opens up the whiskey. And if you notice a can of Coca-Cola on the table, that's because in the event this review doesn't end up tasting well, I will be opening up this can of Coke as a mixer for the whiskey. And that will tell you whether this whiskey is worth drinking neat or not. Now, I've already let this sit in this tulip glass for a while, and the color-wise, it is pretty deep yellow. That could be because of the 51% corn lending the color as well. And if you try to swirl it in the tulip glass, the legs actually comes down from the edge of the glass back to the liquid really, really quickly, which is kind of disappointing because you do expect hard liquor to linger a little bit longer, and this one doesn't seem to be able to do that. But for you guys, taste test 1. I can taste the whiskey burn. I can taste the charred oak. There's probably some sweetness to it as well. But overall, the taste doesn't gel. It's just going against one another in my mouth, and it's not a pleasant sensation to be drinking it neat. But no matter, let's add some water to it and see if the taste is elevated. Now, I don't know if anything shows me getting a smell of the whiskey, but the initial smell was very much like, again, lacquer or nail polish remover. Adding water, it then evolves to smell like watered down lacquer or watered down nail polish remover. And let's see what the taste is like. With water added, the charred, burnt taste disappeared. So I can taste the sweetness of the whiskey, of the bourbon, while even the whiskey burn is gone. It's very mellow now. It comes across as a very sweet bourbon. It's like somebody mixed honey into this, and I guess that's from the sweet corn flavor. but it's actually quite pleasant when you add it with water. But let's see how it is chilled. Now, adding it into ice and letting it, roll around the ice a little bit, the scent is changed now. It is actually a lot more gentle compared to the lacquer and the watered down lacquer. It's a very gentle, non-lacquer smell. It gives off a sweeter scent, but not exactly a pleasant sweetness. So let's see about taste test 3. So it doesn't smell anything like the other two, but now it just tastes like chilled lacquer or chilled nail polish remover. That taste is back, but in a chilled version. Oh gosh, that is a very unpleasant taste altogether. So surprisingly, how I would drink this Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is by pouring it into a tulip glass and adding water to it. It actually removes the burnt smell, it takes away the whiskey burn, and you end up with a sweet liquor. Drinking it neat, don't even think about it. Drinking it chilled, well, if you like chilled lacquer or chilled nail polish remover, it's going to taste fantastic. Other than that, my money is going to be on the bourbon with water. But would I buy this again? No. Hey there, thanks for watching up to this point. I would like to state these are my personal opinions. They're not to be used as any industry standard. That being said though, do drop me some comments. I want to know what you think of the Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which is a mouthful, only in name. And if you're still here, do help me click on the like button. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Plus the notification bell because I have 2 new videos being uploaded every week. But most importantly, my friend, happy drinking!